Welcome to Herf Zone Live, the show that is unlike any other cigar show, where we have the most eclectic lineup of guests, of which some who smoke cigars and some who don't. Either way, we bring you the best content weekly. Herf Zone Live is sponsored by StogieLives.com, a brand new social media site just for cigar smokers, where you can connect with other people in the cigar world. All that good stuff. It operates similar to Facebook, so make a profile, make a groups and all that, and see what everyone is talking about. StogieLives.com. And also, Herf Zone Live is connecting with Ace Prime Cigars and Stogie Press, and a special initiative to raise money for the people of Jalapa, Nicaragua. You can find that information in the article in the show description below, and all that good stuff. And you can make a donation on there. You can see what all they're doing that Stogie Press has on there. So make sure you check that out. And they're doing a lot of good things. And, all the details are there, so you can check that out. So, yes, we have an awesome show tonight. I have the sheer pleasure of having my boy Ron Brown of RTB Cigars, all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina, on the show. So it's going to be an awesome show tonight. And so make sure you tune in. Make sure before we even bring them on, and if you're watching right now, make sure you share this out to people, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook. Share it out to your favorite cigar group so that you can see more of Ron Brown and learn more about his company. And without further ado, waiting in the Cigar Hustlers podcast green room, we got the man, the myth, the legend, the man behind RTB Cigars, Mr. Ron Brown. Hold on one second here. I got to unmute him. What's up, brother?
What's going on, bro? I'm trying to do the sharing thing you was talking about, man.
Well, if you go on, if you got, I know you're on your computer, so.
Yeah, but I got you on my phone. I'm sharing it now, man.
All right, cool. It's so hard for me to multitask, so I just tell people, to do that. I don't worry about it too much. So, what's up to my boy? We got Australia watching right now. So, good morning to you, Michael Panisi, aka Kangaroo Mike. Appreciate you for tuning in. So, yeah, Ron, how was your day today, man?
Man, it's been a very active day, but man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, and things are going well, man. Very excited. Awesome. My daughter's getting married.
I know you're excited about that.
I am. It's a nice young man and smart, focused worker.
And he smokes cigars sometimes, you said?
He has had a cigar to, on occasion with me, along with a little libation, shall we say. So it's been good, man. And then on top of that, in the midst of a move, man. So it's everything all at one time,
Yeah, we were talking before the show to everybody that's watching. I was like, so this is like a break for him right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to get up into the interview. We got a lot to talk about. So we'll just get started. I'm going to go back to like the very beginning. So tell me about your early life. Are you originally from Charlotte, North Carolina? What was life like for you growing up?
Man, okay, so born in New York, Queens, New York. All right. Loved it. Transferred there left Queens and went to Charleston, South Carolina, man. And that's where the majority of my family folks are from the Charleston area. So, ended up finishing everything there and then left off, went to college and came back married.
Nice. And where'd you go to college at?
I went to Brevard College, and from Brevard College, I left and went to University of South Carolina because Brevard College was only a 2-year school at the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah. And Brevard, that's in South Carolina, correct?
No, that's Brevard, North Carolina.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm from Brevard County, Florida.
Right.
So that's I always knew, but I never met anybody who went to Brevard College. So over here, our college was called Brevard Community College, and then now it's called like Eastern Florida. So that's pretty cool that you're also from Brevard as well. I used to live in Brevard.
Yeah,
but the other Brevard.
One of the guys that I went to school with, he wasn't my roommate, but he stayed on the same hall. He was from Brevard, the Brevard area, north of Florida. And I was like, what?
Yep, that's where I'm from, Melbourne, Florida. I always say Brevard because we got so many little areas over here. So
right.
So that's cool. So you came back married from college, and you've been a musician for a long time.
Yeah.
starting out with the saxophone. You eventually, moved into playing the drums. What got you into doing music, and how did it impact you as a person?
Oh man. For me, I've always loved music. I was that kid that used to get a beating because he tore up his mom pots and stuff. She'd get home from work because I was one of the original latchkey kids, they called it in New York. And mom come home, I done dented up her nice pans with the wooden spoons or cracked one of the other spoons or something, and she'd crack it over my behind. So I've always loved music. So when I got into middle school, started playing music and on the saxophone. I didn't want to do it, but my mom was like, "You're not playing drums in my house." No, I'm not hearing all that banging all the daggone time. And then my middle school teacher, I'll never forget. Her name is Miss Grace. Miss Grace said he can practice when you're not at home on a practice pad. And my mom was like, "If he does that, then all right, I'll let him play drums." And so that's what started me back, transferring from alto saxophone to drums. And, I was just, from there, it went into, Governor School for the Performing Arts of South Carolina, where I met some really great people and then got a scholarship to Brevard and also received some money, go to University of South Carolina. And from there, it went into studio work and teaching. And got to play on a K-pop tune with a guy named K Jung Joon, and it's called Just Another Girl. And it was funny because my best friend wrote, produced, and I got to play drums on that track. And he's like, "How does it feel to be on a track that's #1 in like 30 countries?" And I was like, "Excuse me?"
Oh, wow.
So it's really cool, man. Every so often I go to YouTube and look it up and see how many likes it's got, or how many thumbs up it's got. It's just like, it was in the millions, like in a couple of weeks.
Nice. So how long were you kind of doing that then?
I actually haven't stopped. Every so often I still get phone calls to go in the studio. And, my mindset when it comes to studio work is, most of the time you won't get the track before you get there. I come in with my sheet of paper, listen to the track, notate some notes, sit down. All right, let's run it. Start the click track. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. And
I try to get it done in at least, no more than 2 takes. If it takes me more than that, then, it's something's wrong. I got to make sure I'm focused. I don't get distracted. I try to make sure I leave everything away, when I'm in the studio. I love doing that, man. It's just a matter of some very good work and good work ethic. And that's why I keep getting the calls to come back. So I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with, what it's like to be in the studio because, I'm sure I told you, but I used to rap back in the day. So,
oh, yeah.
But although this is slightly different, but, just having that work ethic in the studio, like trying to do it in as little takes as possible is definitely an art form. But with rapping, though, you kind of have to go back and, you have to, you have to rap over what you already did and do some ad libs and all that. So it's a little bit longer of a process, but for the drums and everything, I'm sure, as long as you keep your focus, you can do it in just a couple takes. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is, time is money. So, if I'm in there for an hour, that's like $1,000, man.
Yep.
On top of what I'm expected to get paid for doing the track. But if I can get done with my set, and let's say I'm just doing one track, I'm in and out of there in 30 minutes or less. We're winning every day, all day. And that includes any punches that I may or may not have to do. And, it's one thing to have to do a punch. It's another thing to have to do a whole track all over again because you just screwed it up. So, I just try to pride myself on I don't have those issues, and I'm blessed. I try to stay within my means. I play pocket. I come out with a fill every now and again when I need to. But other than that, I play pocket because playing pocket gets money in my pocket.
Yep, absolutely. And you're also a band director and you run a drum line. Tell us about what it's like directing kids and some of the accomplishments your bands have accomplished over the years.
Well, I am the percussion instructor at Mount Pleasant High School in Cabarrus County. I've been the percussion instructor there since '04. I've been teaching high school drumline seriously since I was junior in high school. So it was weird to be teaching a line and that line beats your line that you're currently playing in. And then you just go, yay! Oh, but it's just a passion I have. I love being able to give back and work with students, and you can see it when the light goes off. When the light bulb clicks, you see it in their eyes, you see it when they're playing, and that's why I continue to teach, because I want to put something in front of people or in front of the students that they go, you know what, this joker's crazy if he thinks I'm going to play this. And I never tell them you can't do it. And I just say, all right, how do we fix it? What do we need to do to fix this? How do we approach this differently than you normally would approach something when you're practicing, so that help them to come up with practices on how to practice. What am I going to do when I go home to rehearse? So you have good rehearsal techniques, and then that leads into better playing. But ultimately, I try to get them to understand that you want to make sure you're just an all-around better person, because a better person's not going to want to suck at what they're doing. A better person's going to want to become a better player. And that in turn produces good citizens.
Yeah.
Because a better person's not going to want to be some jerk walking around the street doing dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been teaching at Mount Pleasant, like I said, since 2004. Several years ago, I started working with an indoor drum line that competes on what's called WGI, which is Winter Guard International, or CWE, which is the local circuit here in the North Carolina, South Carolina regional area. Spreads out as far as Atlanta and I think Florida as well sometimes. Either way, I was working with a group, and the group's name is Fusion Indoor, and worked with them. We ended up my last year there. We managed to really do very well, and we were ranked in the top 10 in the country for our division, which was really cool. I was really excited for that, for the kids and stuff like that. And then we just decided to go a different direction. And so I was working on something for my own school that I worked with, that we had. I was like, that is our only thing that we have at my school for the springtime for the kids to do. They have fall marching band, but there was nothing for the percussion section to do. And so I started putting something together, and we started working on some stuff. And then I just had enough people come to me and say, hey, man, why don't you just open that up for everybody and make it an independent group? And I spoke to a couple of directors, and I wanted to do it, but I just wanted to make sure we had enough people that were going to get involved. And man, lo and behold, we did. Even through COVID, we had a knockdown season for a first-year group that's marching for the first time, and only 4 of the people had ever done this before. So all of them were new marchers, because majority of them didn't march in marching band either. They played like in the front ensemble or something, so they didn't march. And so we averaged a score of 80 or better, which was our average for the season, which was really good for a first-year group. And it was good overall. Great stuff. So I'm looking forward to next year. Really coming out with some really cool stuff for next year. And I have a great team that's surrounding me, and I'm good. I'm good with that. So we'll see what happens.
Nice. And I know we've talked a little bit, because we hang out on the virtual Herfs and all that. So a lot of people watching, they may hang out with us and stuff. But you've kind of talked about during COVID, you guys had to do some. You guys had to, you weren't able to really do a lot of in-person stuff. You were doing like, the virtual thing, right? As well.
Yeah.
Like, to compete.
We did the virtual competitions, and basically what that amounted to is we would video the performance. And after we did a video recording, we would send that in.
Okay. So it wasn't live then.
No, we did one live performance, which was really amazing for the guys and the girls that participated. But it wasn't a competition. It was just hey, they've lightened up the restrictions. We can now have things going on inside. It's the last week of the season. We want to do a performance. Do you want to come and perform? And we said, heck yes. And we went and performed. And it was great. I mean, but I'm gonna tell you, man, we were practicing outside. Most practices, a lot of groups, they will practice on a Friday and Saturday. Some will go so far as to practice Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm.
We were only practicing on Saturdays, and usually rehearsals would go, let's say, from 6 in the afternoon to 10 o'clock on Fridays, from 9 to 9 on Saturdays, and from like 9 to like 3 on Sundays, some groups do. Just so they give their college kids time to go back to college. Yeah. So that's normally what your hours would look like, okay? So that's a whole lot of hours. We dwindled it down to 8 hours once a week on a Saturday, and that's all the rehearsal we got. And there were sometimes we had to cancel it because it was raining, snow. We got snowed on 5 times in one day. And the kid, the participants looking at me like, hey, man, there's snow coming down, right? I looked up. I was like, yeah, I know.
It's like with football. Like, even if it's raining, as long as it's not lightning, you out there fucking practicing in the rain.
Right. There's like, what do you want us to do? I said, keep playing. I'll tell you when to stop. And then it would stop snowing. Then it starts snowing again. They go, hey, man, I know it's snowing. Keep playing. So, I mean, we were out there with hand warmers and gloves and had to wear your mask, of course. And, every time you turned around, you were squirting somebody with hand sanitizer and squirting down with all. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So, but that's what the kids endured just because they really wanted to have a season. So, and it turned out really great. And they did an amazing job, man. I mean, really amazing job.
Hey, well, there's a will, there's a way. So that's awesome to hear that you went through and you survived that, that time during COVID where, just because you want to have a season and you made it happen. So
right.
We're going to get into something else here. So when was it exactly that you got into smoking cigars, and how long has it been? And outside of your own brand, what kind of cigars do you like to smoke?
Golly, see, that's kind of touch and go because I kind of got an idea as to when it started, but I'm not 100% sure of the date. I know it was. I want to say it was like back in 08, 07. I mean, that's what I'm thinking because I was home visiting. I was visiting, and one of my friends was in town, and he goes, "Hey, man, here you go." I was like, "What's this?" He said, "It's a cigar." I was like, "Man, look. I don't smoke." He said, "Man, it's not one of those cigars. It's a real cigar." I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you got to show me what's going on, man, because I don't know what you're doing with this. So he gave me the basics, cut, did the toast thing, and did the light thing. Everything was good. I'm smoking, having a good time. So I want to say somewhere around 07, 08. And, my first one was the Arturo Fuente with the green band on the foot. That was my first one. And it's been game on ever since. Nice. So, but outside of smoking my own brand, I mean, I have really, in all honesty, evolved as a smoker. I really depends on what moment I'm in. I could light up Oliva V, CAO Brazil. I could, man, my travel humidor is mixed with a bunch of different things, stuff I've never smoked before, stuff I love to smoke. One of my go-tos right now is the Shark, the Arturo Fuente, the Shark. You're the Shark. I love that one. It's very hard to get. And then also I like the seasonal one that comes out between the lines. And the only reason I like that is because of the story behind it. It's a good smoke, but I think the story behind the between the lines is a very unique one itself. So stuff like that is what catches my attention, man. I love Aroma Craft. I like the CAO stuff, the Brazil, America. that's kind of about it on that line. The Oliva V, Melania. Shoot, let's see what else, man. Aganorsa, golly, man, I'm big. I've been big on Aganorsa lately. Love a lot of the stuff they got going on. I think Terrence Riley has just done an amazing job with that brand. Drew Estate, man, golly, man. Let's see what 52, the 9, the Rat. I've got an Ox I haven't smoked yet. I can't wait to smoke that. But I'm waiting. I might smoke that for my daughter's wedding. I grab that and maybe some Uncle Nearest 1856 and be like, there it is. Golly. And then, I mean, the Dirty Rat. I said the 9, the 52. A couple of their Lancero stuff they got out. It's really nice. I mean, like I said, I smoke across the board, bro.
Yeah, so it's basically safe to say you smoke some of everything, basically.
And I do that on purpose just because in order to keep quality control of your own product, how do you know where you stack up if you don't smoke great product as well?
Absolutely.
Same thing, smoking some Davidoff and Padron stuff, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of all of their products, but there's something in their line for me that I can enjoy.
Absolutely. And now we're going to get into kind of, because there was somebody in the comments, Sean Bowdry, who wants to talk about your brand. So yes, we're going to get into that now. We just had to get the introductions out of the way and, get kind of deep so that people know more about Ron as a person. So when did you decide to jump into the venture of creating your own cigar brand? And before you decided to switch to your current factory, were you with another factory or have you only worked with one factory currently?
Okay. Well, shout out to Sean. Hopefully this fills in the gaps on RTB Cigars.
Yeah.
So back in 2011, I was in law enforcement and I injured myself in pursuit of a suspected intoxicated driver. Yeah, anyway, he was drunk. And so I got hurt, flipped my patrol car 4 times in a cartwheel motion, broke 4 ribs, crushed my scapula, and they broke a 5th rib in the hospital, putting it in a chest tube. So my rehab was pretty much either me sitting on my couch or the guys from the lounge coming to pick me up and just kind of taking me to the lounge and like hanging out. It's like, man, don't stay in the house. Come on and hang out with us. And, they let me come out, hang out. We do cookouts and stuff. Just have a good time, man. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I felt great. And I just really enjoyed what the cigar itself did as far as bringing people from all walks of life, because I was at the lounge pretty much the majority of the day. I saw every level. I saw the attorneys walking in. I saw the police officers walking in. I saw, blue collar, white collar workers. I saw guys out shoveling dirt. I saw the guys out there holding the signs that said stop and slow down. Everybody's coming in here and we're all talking like we've known each other forever. And I love the camaraderie and the fact that it was check your feelings at the door, because really ain't nobody in here give a damn about your feelings. We're just in here to smoke the cigar, maybe have something to drink, and just have a good time. You want your feelings that bad, you can pick them up when you walk out the door. Mm-hmm. And so as I was, pretty much submerged in that, I was like, man, why can't I have my own cigar? And at the time, I didn't know about Avo. I knew about Jay-Z. And I was like, well, shit, why Jay-Z the only one I know got his own cigar other than some athletes? And so I began to, talk about that. And I had some friends that said, man, if you don't shut up, that's the medicine about talking to you right now, man. Here, have another drink, have a cigar, man. You ain't going to have no cigar life. And I said, no, I really want to. And it was like, man, if you don't shut your mouth. I was like, whatever, you'll see. And so that started the process of me trying to figure out what it was going to take. And so as I did that, it was just great, man. I loved the process of finding where I could go, where I had to go. And I started out with a couple of blenders. And that's when I found out some people that call themselves blenders are really not blenders. And so then I did go to a factory, and I'm just going to be I'm leave it at that. I was at a factory, and we had a different idea of how things should go. And so I left that factory. And then after that factory, I kind of played around and talked to a couple other blenders, and that didn't go so well. So then I ended up and I met Dr. Gabby Caffey. I was at work one day, worked about 12-hour shift, jumped in my car and drove 12 and a half hours to meet this man. And we met all day and came to a definite agreement of what we felt business should be between two people, and how we wanted business to be running. And we started from there, and we just ran with it. And we produced that day. I went through, told him what I was wanting. We smoked through cigars and talked about blends. Went through a lot of cigars. But we ended up with the two that are out now, the Aria and the Finale. And man, I just love the two. I think the two are great. And then I drove 12 and a half hours back to go straight to work. And he called me when I got off work. He goes, "Hey man, so how you feeling?" I was like, I'm dog tired. He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm just getting off work." He goes, "No, seriously." I said, "No, I'm serious too. I just finished another like 10 and a half hour shift. I'm going to get into bed, man." And he's like, "Man, go get some sleep. We'll talk tomorrow." And that started my whole deal. Originally, when I came out, it was Concerto Cigars. But there are two companies that currently use that name. They're not actually in circulation, but there are two companies with that name. And then there's one that has a trademark on it. So I don't like getting letters that say cease and desist, or we're coming to get some money.
Yeah. So
we changed the name, and we were trying to come up with something. And, he's like, "Man, you gotta have some kahunas to put your name on a cigar." I said, "Yeah, I think you do." I said, "So," and I'll be honest with you right now, I'm trying to remember kind of how we came about it, but RTB Cigars was born in that conversation, and haven't looked back since. Looking to do some expanding, looking to grow within the market and move on from there. I'm very excited about the future and the people that I'm surrounding myself with.
Awesome. Yeah. So, you kind of you kind of bled into the next question about how you got hooked up with Dr. Caffey and his factory. You kind of talked about like a little bit about the process of what it's like. So it's basically whenever you're coming up with a blend, you just go through a lot of cigars and you just kind of like pick which blends, that you like. Like tell us a little bit more about the process if you can.
Well, I will tell you this. I've grown so much since that first meeting with him. Because when I tell you I was green, I was really green. I didn't have a lot of the education that I have now. About the process, I knew a little bit of education about the leaves. I knew a little bit of education about, I knew it was the filler or the binder or the wrapper. I knew a little bit of the education of that. But since I've, dove into it, I've really, really picked up a lot more. And I started working. And with me being so green, the process was literally, this is really the flavor profile I want. This is really where I want to go with it. This is kind of the flavor I want. I don't want to vary from that. I want to stay close to this. And so it was just a matter of going in and making sure that, what is getting blended or what's blended, I really liked, and it was like, don't walk away until, you're 100% sure that you want to put your stamp of approval on that, because at the end of the day, it's going to be on you. And so that was really my process in the beginning. Since then, like I said, I've grown. So my process right now is very different. It's more of me knowing leaves and knowing more about percentages of things. And I'm not saying I know everything, because I don't. But I definitely know more than I knew 2 years ago. And my process is definitely a lot different than what it was. And so I have more questions to be answered than just going, "Oh, okay, cool. I like that. Let's go." No, hold on a second, what about this and what about that? And it's down to, you know, these are some of the things you have to know about your product in order to be able to stay consistent. Because as a boutique blend, consistency is the key. Because the minute you become inconsistent, that's when people begin to go, wait a minute, come on, man, that's not what I'm looking for. And that's, you know, you got, it's sad, but you have one time to disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas the major brands, they can put out something and be like, dang, my bad, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I do that and I get pulled off the shelf.
Yep. So
You know?
for those not familiar with your brand, take us on a journey through your current cigars that are on the market, and which one would you recommend to a consumer as an introduction to your brand? Like, if it's the first one that they smoked from you, which one would you point them to kind of like give them that introduction to your brand?
Okay. The Aria, if you know anything about music, the musical pieces and classical pieces of music are called concertos, which hence that was the name of the company at one point in time. But an aria is the first movement of a concerto. Usually in a concerto, the music in an aria is light, it's kind of playful, it's just really enjoyable. It's nothing heavy, it's nothing difficult or complicated. It's just a really light piece of music, normally held together by the woodwind section. For those who don't know, that's kind of like the flutes, you know, some saxophones, maybe clarinets, you know, maybe a trumpet spattered here or there. But that's mainly what an aria is. It's nothing heavy. So that is exactly what the Aria cigar is. It's a not complex, but definitely with flavor, with a little bit of spice to it, cigar, Connecticut blend that goes well with coffee. And in all honesty, my wife actually smoked it with some the Uncle Nearest with the white label. I forget the date on that one, but you know, the small batch. And she was like, "Wow, the sweetness of, you know, the Uncle Nearest really brings out the sweet flavors in the Connecticut blend." And it's funny because my wife actually has a very good palate. It's kind of interesting, but she has a great palate. She picks up great flavors, and she hasn't been off the mark yet. So, you know, hey, whatever.
Shouts out to Cupcake. She knows her
Yeah,
stuff.
she knows her flavors, you know.
Absolutely.
And but then, you know, in all honesty, now you have the finale. Okay, so in a finale in a concerto, usually it's the last piece of the concerto. It's usually 4 movements, and you have the finale, and that has everything in it. It's one of those things that it has a little bit of complexity to it, has a little bit of this, has a little bit of that, but it covers everything that you've heard. So that is the Maduro, that is the Cuban seed Habano Maduro on the wrapper side. And so it's a nice dark leaf. It gives some chocolate notes, some coffee notes. The retro is not over the top. You can retro that and still get great flavors, and that changes even after that. You have great. You get. And here's my difficulty sometimes when I start explaining certain things, because everybody's palate's different. I can tell you what I get, but if you don't get it, then you're gonna be mad at me because you didn't get that. Well, my palate's different from your palate. So I can tell you what you could get out of it, but don't be mad at me if I say this is what you could get and you don't get any of that, just because your palate's different. So that's my disclaimer. Okay. So that's one of those things that I like to do, because you'd be surprised the number of emails I get with, man, you said so-and-so, not that, oh man, what are you talking about? Then I'm sitting here sending out emails. Really? Is this what we're gonna talk about? Are you serious right now? Send. I'm sorry you did not do that, but it's okay. Maybe you can try this instead. Send.
Well, at least now you got the disclaimer out there.
Yeah,
you know,
so
on here live on Herf's Zone Live. So
yeah, so you get different flavor notes, but like I said, that cigar also is not a very over the top or very huge or strong cigar. Okay, it's something I call a sandwich stick. You can eat like a ham sandwich and be okay. You don't have to go eat a porterhouse steak. But I can tell you that the flavors are good. The flavors are good. The smoke production is good. And when it comes to either one of those cigars, you will never have an issue with the draw on it. That is one of the things that we have really prided ourselves on in producing a cigar with great draw. And you always know that by drawing on a cigar and then the smoke coming out the tail end and out the lit end, and you're like, man, okay, that's a clear path. And that's been a really good selling point with a lot of lounges, is the fact that they don't get reports of plugs or stems pulling out stems out of a daggone cigar. It's just not. That's one thing we just really strive. And I'm not gonna say we're perfect and it won't ever happen, but thank God it just hasn't happened yet. I hope it never does.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and that's definitely an awesome selling point there, because that's like one of the biggest complaints that people get, like going to a cigar lounge, and so that's definitely awesome. So we're gonna move on here. So you were recently in Cigar Journal. How did that kind of exposure impact your brand, and did you see a lot of interest generated for your brand once you were featured?
I'll tell you what, man, and shout out to Bruce Bush, man. And excuse me while I light this cigar. I'm not ignoring you.
Yeah, no worries.
A little bit of smoke out the tail end right there. That's a clear path, baby.
Yep.
So shout out to Bruce Bush, who wrote the article, and my girl Heather Wait, who introduced us. Man, great article. I was just completely honored, man. The article I thought was going to be like the small little article, down in the bottom corner somewhere, get this nice little.
That was a full thing.
Yeah, let me get an eighth of a page down here on the corner, right? I get the article and I'm looking. I'm like, oh dang, it's the whole page in 2 languages. And I'm like, okay. I was happy about that, man, and it was a good impact, man. It was a great impact, to be honest. My following went up. People began to, message me and ask questions, and I began to be on a couple of more of these Herfs, and that was during the time where just before that came out, I met the guys from Protocol and just really started vibing with them. Met the guys from Atlanta, Cigar Mike. Shout out to Cigar Mike, and her cigar closet, and Housewife of Clarksville, and golly, man, there's so many. Sekou, and all the guys down there. Reverend Smoke Good, man, from the G Spot. Those guys, man, I just met so many people, and some of it really started from me being able to branch out after that article. Hey, fingers crossed and prayers up, man. You may get to see it again, hopefully real soon. So you never know. But that impacted me a lot. It really began putting me in front of people that normally would not get to see about my cigar, and they checked it out and they were ordering. And so it was a good thing overall, man. Very excited about it, though.
Awesome. So we got a lot more to cover here. This is probably going to be a little bit more than an hour tonight, but we got some exclusives coming up, but not just yet. So, so yeah, that's one thing I talked about is exclusives, but we're not going to get into that yet. So, you're really ramping up with getting on the road as much as possible, with a full-time job and all that. And how often are you getting out and visiting shops, whether it's potential shops or current retailers?
Honestly, man, I am every day that, and it's crazy because I was actually supposed to be in Arizona. Last weekend I was in Texas. Shout out to Attaché and all those guys in Texas and Phoenix Cigar Lounge, and Kurt, guys down there, man, his lounge. It was a great time. As far as my traveling goes, man, anytime I have, at least 2 to 3 days off, I'm in the air or I'm in the car, and I'm out, and I'm going, and I'm setting it up now to where different areas it's going to be a quarterly visit to go and go check them out. P. Rowland, my man. And so we, I say we, but I got some part of the exclusives is going to be you're going to get to hear about my man P. Rowland on some of them exclusives. So I'm gonna save that for later.
Oh yeah, we got another question before we get into the exclusive. We're just kind of teasing them real quick.
Okay, yeah. But as far as my travel goes, man, I try to visit all of my shops here in the Charlotte area that carry my line. I try to visit them, either before I go to work or if they're having something special after I get off work. It just depends on what the schedule is at the time. Roll through there and vibe with them for a little bit. As far as traveling is concerned, now that COVID stuff is worn down, if I got 3 days off, I pick a region or I pick an area, fly to that area and visit everybody in that area that I either have a relationship with or that I hope to have a relationship with. And I let them know I'm coming because there's nothing worse than showing up somewhere and don't tell somebody you're coming through. And then they'll be like, man, look, who do you think you are, the president?
I'm like, I'm Ron Brown, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Obama is out of office. Who you think you are? His little cousin? You can't just roll up in here like this. Man, I got stuff to do. So I try to call ahead and talk to different people, and it's always easy in this industry if you have a connect with a lounge. Somebody can help you get that introduction going. And that's basically a lot of what happens. People who like my cigars, like, hey, is your cigar in this area? And I'm like, not yet. I'm looking for a connect to make that happen. And if I can, I'll make it happen. And then 9 times out of 10, I'll get a phone call. Hey, so-and-so told me to give you a call, man. Hey, man, what's this about this cigar, man? I tried it. I like it. Or something. It starts that way. And I'm like, hey, man, you know what? I'll come to you. We'll sit down. We'll talk it out, and we'll see what happens. And it's been great. Golly, about to let go of another exclusive. Can't do that yet.
Yeah, not yet, but we're teasing them.
Yeah, I got something else on that too, man. And golly, man, like I said, man, I'm just blessed, man. I'm blessed.
Absolutely.
And very blessed and fortunate.
The question before we talk about the exclusives here. So what is your ultimate plan with your brand? You mentioned to me a few weeks back about still teaching band and in the off season, hitting the road and working for yourself full time. So how is that kind of looking for you, in the near future or whatever?
Honestly, it's looking real good. Of course, like anything in this world, it takes funding, so let's not be, naive to that aspect of it. Okay. The biggest thing is the funding going to be there because I still have bills at the end of the day. And, I don't plan on living out of a car and, or out of an airplane locker or whatever, I don't want to live in a storage shed either.
Yeah.
So, my goal my goal right now is definitely to get to a point where I'm producing enough cigars to where I can cover bills and live extremely more than just comfortable, but to live life to the fullest and enjoy it. But then also to be able to continue to teach music and stuff like that, because it's not an issue where music gets in the way of anything. To be honest, music can be my disconnect from the cigar life for a minute, just so I can keep my sanity.
Yeah.
Because this business, as much as I love it, and I really don't see myself doing anything else other than music and cigars. It can be a lot, but like if you can manage your time correctly, you can continue to be a great person and be yourself and produce a great product without losing yourself within that, and then subsequently producing an inferior product. Nobody wants to be the jerk and then produces a piece of shit cigar,
Oh yeah. All right. So the moment everybody's been waiting for now. So you promised me a couple of exclusives, because that's what we do on Herf Zone Live. We break exclusives. So what do you have coming out in the pipeline, and what do we have to be excited about?
Man, okay. So look. Okay, I'm going to start. I don't even know how to start. I'm just going to work it this way. I am extremely excited about the fact that one, I'm working with, and this is kind of like an exclusive, but like not too many people know about it yet. I'll be working with Cigar Head Fred TV. We are forging a partnership, and you'll start seeing us together and as a group. But then there's also some exclusive stuff going on with a couple of cats that I know that when I tell you the right people show up at the right time all the time, and the people that need to be removed are removed. There's a very unique group of people, and this is probably the only time I'll speak of it. Literally, our goal is to continue to move in silence, and you see us when we doing what we doing. And like literally, we've pretty much become, we call ourselves the cigar ninjas. And you'll start seeing some product come out with that too. And that's my man P. Rowland is a part of that. My man Cigar Head Fred's a part of that. Shout out to both of them, and we'll keep the other ones on silence right now. But I got some really exclusive shirts getting ready to come out. Those would be nice. But the big deal right now, man, is I am expanding. I have in the works at this time several different blends, and I am super excited about those blends. I'm super excited about the production of them, and I'm hoping the goal is to have them out by September. You'll be seeing some new stuff rolling out from RTB around the September time, no later than October, but the goal is September, right around my birthday time. So hopefully I can come to your city, whoever's city, during the month of September and party with you and bring brand new products. And to be exact, 5 new blends.
Nice.
And so, yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. So, so now with that said, so I already know they got the conspiracy people going. Y'all, they on their phones, they calling. No, that does not mean I am leaving Dunley, Honduras. I love the guys in Dunley. Everyone down there, they are family. They will always be family. They are always going to produce the finale and the Aria. And there are some things already on tap that I am bringing to them because me being a musician, I believe in collaboration. Hence the reason I am collaborating with Fred on this other venture. I am also collaborating with a new factory, and I'm waiting for the clearance to go ahead and announce that. I haven't got the clearance for that yet, but I can announce that we are definitely going to be doing 5 new blends, and it will be around the September, no later than October time. So
awesome.
That's for me, that's big news. And the cool thing is these blends, they show growth as someone seeking to produce a blend. They show growth. For me, they also show more of my hands-on and request of certain things about the blend. And, whereas before, some of the detailed information that I asked for, I didn't have the information to ask for that. I didn't know to ask for that. So now as I've grown, I know what to ask for. And I will say this, man, shout out to 2 cats that kind of took me in, man. And I know sometimes they think I wasn't listening. I was a knucklehead or something like that. I wasn't listening. But man, shout out to Cigar Brat, man, and Sean Williams, of Cohiba. Those 2 cats, man, we would talk. We've talked a few times, and there were things that I had. They would give me information. I would have to go research it for myself, and I had to learn and figure this stuff out. Sean showed up to my event in Atlanta, and came down and spent money on me. spent money with me, purchasing cigars and stuff. And he's like, yo, hey, as long as you're here, man, let me know if you need something, hit me up, blah, blah, blah. He says, my door's always open. That cat don't have to talk to me.
Yeah. And Sean's a good dude. Sean is a good dude. I know Sean personally.
Yeah.
And I don't smoke a lot of Cohiba, but when he comes to town, I will, I like Cohibas, but it's just, the price point. I smoke so much. But when he comes to town, I come through, I show him some love because he definitely is a cool guy.
Like I said, man, he opened up his heart. He opened up his mind. He shared information with me. And it was legit information. It wasn't bogus stuff. All I can say is like I said, man, shout out to Brad. Shout out to Cigar Brad. Shout out to Sean, man. And, I'm looking forward to this new stuff dropping because I definitely want to show that as a brand owner, I'm growing, as you know, I'm not even dressed the same that I normally dress when I first came on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure, you got to make sure you set yourself up to stand the test of time and show maturity and growth. We can't all be party animals and, I can't, your Stitch is shirtless Mike. I can't be shirtless Ron. That's just not going to be, it's just not going to work for me, man.
Yep.
That'll work for you. But for me, I have to, I'm not saying I got to be something I'm not. My wife would tell you, I love dressing up. Let me get a fedora, let me get the top. I'll be great. But at the same time, I got to make sure that I represent my company as to the best of my ability, because let me grow the way I want to grow and continue to make the moves that I want to make. You don't see Arturo Fuente outside with a t-shirt and a ball cap on, pulled to the back, and him chugging down some liquor. Yep. You're not gonna see the guys from Padron doing that. You sure as heck ain't gonna see the guys from Cohiba. You ain't gonna see Sean out there doing that.
No, he's gonna be dressed to the T,
right,
at all times. So, if you see me dressed to the T, though, that's a special fucking occasion.
But my thing is, if you expect to be on a certain level, you need to start acting like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you expect, when it comes to being a brand owner, and I tell it, and when I get on a lot of these conversations with people, they're like, explain to us, where do you see yourself in X amount of years? Growing, continually transforming into a better me, continually trying to be the best me that I can be. Now, will I always think I can be better? Yes. But I'm going to be the best me that I can be. And if that means changing a few things, okay, cool. I've got rules when I go out to different lounges when I'm working.
Yeah.
A lot of people they're like, hey man, let me buy you a drink. No offense, man, but I'll buy you one. I got rules when I'm working. I only do a certain amount of drinks while I'm working. I don't do multiple drinks while I'm working. So
yep. I'm kind of the same way. Like, even though I'm not a cigar brand owner, me being a cigar influencer, if I happen to be trying to do interviews at an event or something like that, I wait till I'm done doing what I have to do, and then I'll just turn up.
Right.
But then after funny. I turn up that one time, like I really turn up, and then the rest of the time I'll be sober the rest of the time. But then people want to buy me drinks, and I'll accept it, but I'm not going to be to the degree I was the night before.
Right. Like the crazy thing is, I was working in an event, and the owner comes up to me and goes, "Man, you great job tonight, man. Hey, you did a great job, man. Let me buy you a drink. What are you drinking?" I said, "Water." He said, "No, seriously, what are you drinking?" And I put the glass up and I said, "Water." So he grabs my server, because he had assigned a server to me to bring me a drink every time when I needed a drink, when I need something to drink. Like her job, while she was serving other people, but her job was to come check on me every now and again. He goes, hey, hold on a second. Hey, what is he drinking? She said, that is the 4th glass of water I brought him. I said, told you, water. He goes, well, I'm not buying you a damn glass of water. You better pick a damn drink and get you a drink. I was like, well, you got about 30 more minutes. He said, what? I still got boxes on the table. I think in 30 minutes, I can probably move this product. So if you excuse me for a minute, I'll be right back in about 30 minutes. I moved the boxes on the table. I came back in 20. I said, hey, man, how about that drink? He says, fine, no problem. What do you want? I said, Gentleman Jack. He said, get him a double. I said, word, my man. He said, make it a triple. I said, oh, are we moving in? What's going on? And I mean, and that was it. And he said, and he came to me later. And he told me, he goes, hey, man. He said, Dad. He said, that's true work ethic right there. He said, that's how you do it. And he goes, man, he says, you know what? I'll carry your cigar. And he said, you're always welcome to come here and do a show anytime you want. He said, that's how you do business when you do shows? That's like, yeah, I don't drink. I drink water. That's it. And as the night comes down, I may have 1 drink, but the most I'm going to have is 2 while I'm working.
But afterwards in the whereby, it's a whole different story. But
yeah, hey, bro, that's different. Come on, man.
But everybody out there that's watching that doesn't join us in the whereby will have to join us to understand that part. You know, that's just a little teaser there. So
hey, look, I'll tell everybody, whereby is my wind down time from dealing with work or anything else. You know, like even now, like I think I've done less as far as drinking wise than when I was on Shahan's show. Like I've really tried to mature myself as a brand owner and grow and make myself a better person. And that's the only way my business is going to grow. I can't go out here being a fool and doing that. So, I mean, and I tell everybody, look, I am a brand owner growing in front of your eyes.
Yep.
And I want to put out great product and I want to be real about it. I want to be a real person. So you see me as being a real person. You know, do I like to cut up and have fun? Come on. Mike.
Absolutely.
I can be the biggest fool you ever met.
Mm-hmm.
I can cut up and crack jokes. I got one-liners. I got some comebacks. You know, we can go 1 for 1 if you want to, but I probably not what you won't do. But at the same time, there's a time and place for everything. And when I'm growing my business, it's not the time for me to act like a fool.
Absolutely. Now, for everyone out there watching, you know, we're going to end with this. And then we got the fun questions, which are like trivia questions. Anybody out there that's watching, if you're watching on the Shirtless Mike page, I'll be able to see your responses on StreamYard and also on YouTube. On my main page, sometimes I don't get those comments, but where can everyone reach out to you online and also purchase your cigars? And how many shops are carrying RTB cigars, if you have like a number?
I want to say right now we're at 15. It's North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Atlanta, New York, and it would have been Arizona, but I couldn't make the trip for Arizona. I had some other stuff family-wise we had to deal with as far as the move and everything. So Arizona will probably be next month.
All right.
Phoenix area.
True that. And so where can everyone, you know, purchase your cigars?
So
online
right now,
that's watching, we want to try to get you some sales.
So here's where you can go. You can go to shout out to Boutique Cigar Association, boutiquesmoke.com. They have the RTB cigars as well as other boutique blends there that are part of the BCA. But then you can also go to VSR Cigar Fam. If anybody's familiar with Care from the Stogie Road Show, it's his site. You can go to VSR Cigar Fam and you can pick up cigars there as well. He does a lot of breakdowns as far as 3s and 5s or 3s and 6 and 5 and 5, where you can split it up between Connecticut, Maduro, that kind of combination. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
from
that,
what I saw on there, he had like a 3 for $25. That's what he has on his site. I didn't see
yeah,
anything
something like
else.
that.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah,
definitely gonna check you out and get some stuff. Because I was supposed to get something for the show, but I'm also not.
yeah, yeah.
I don't.
We had to we had
I'm
to
not
work
gonna
on that.
hound nobody, because
No,
I
no,
want to
no, no.
support you as well.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Anyway, we'll talk about that offline. Yeah, because that's another exclusive. I don't have permission to be exclusive about yet.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, definitely. But
but when it does go, I might pop in one time. You're gonna have to pop me up, right? Hey, Mike, put me on. Put me on, bro.
hey, just hit me up, man. You're definitely more than welcome to come back
Yeah.
anytime. So at this point of the show, anybody that wants to participate, we're gonna do just some trivia questions, some fun questions. I didn't make it too hard because I'm also not a genius either. I try to make it. So if you want to participate, there's no prize. It's just for fun, just to see how knowledgeable we all are. So we're gonna start out with this here. So what is xenophobia?
Bro, didn't I tell you I wasn't smart?
Well, you can try to take a guess. Anybody out there, you can put it in the comments if you know what xenophobia is. Spelled
Xenophobia?
Cynophobia.
Can I phone a friend?
Oh, I mean, Cupcake, I'm sure Cupcake might know the answer.
She ain't here.
Oh, I thought she was sitting in there smoking in the background.
No, she left to go do something else. Yeah, any of my friends, you can send me a text message at this point. I'll see what it is. Xenophobia?
Xenophobia. It's very common. A lot of people have like a fear of this.
Okay.
Oh, P. Rowland got it.
What P. Rowland say?
Fear of dogs.
Oh, no, I don't fear no dogs, bro. No, I love dogs, man. I'm a dog lover.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying this is just a trivia, just basic trivia, If you don't get it, maybe somebody in the audience.
That was phoning a friend. That was phoning a friend.
Pretty much. All right, we're gonna move on here. So, demolition of the Berlin Wall separating East and West Germany began in what year?
Wasn't they doing Ronald Reagan? The year Ronald Reagan was president, wasn't that during his term?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was the year I was born. So if you know how old I am, you can
You're just too young.
I was born in the late 80s. I'll give you that.
I was about to say it's gotta be like 80 something.
Oh, house guest. He got it.
Wait a minute, I know house guest.
Yeah, it's house guest. He always hangs out with us.
Yeah.
Michael Caldwell.
Yeah, what's up, Caldwell?
All right, so this one should be easy.
I was getting out of high school.
Yeah, that's the year I was born. So.
Oh, I feel old all of a sudden.
All right, this next one shouldn't be as hard. So, what was the first soft drink in space?
Okay, see, that's for those guys that follow NASA. Bro, I don't follow NASA. I smoke cigars and drink bourbon.
I mean, what soft drink? What are popular soft drinks? Just start.
Coke, Pepsi.
You got it. Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I was about to say it got to be Coke or Pepsi because they were the only ones with the pockets to afford that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
trust me, I know it.
And like I said, this is all supposed to be fun. So if you don't get them, other people get them.
Look, I can imagine somebody drinking Coke in space and then burping, then them bubbles go all the way across and making the panel all sticky. It's like, who's gonna clean that? You can't spray nothing on it. The first little wipes.
Who created Sherlock Holmes?
The same one that did Dick Tracy? I don't know.
Let's see if anybody in the comments gets it. And then if they don't, then we'll see. Then I'll give out the answer. It was something I didn't know. I just found these questions and it's just something fun to kind of end it out. So I don't. House guest was close. It was Arthur Conan Doyle. Now this next one should be super easy because you're an animal lover. So On the farm, what is a kid?
Oh, shoot. Because you asked me, I don't. Hold on.
What is a kid on the farm?
I know what it is.
It's an animal that's on the farm.
Dang it. I know what it is.
The comments got it before you.
Dang it. Screw
it. The answer was a goat.
There they go. Okay.
That's why I'm saying you're an animal lover. You should have known that.
No, I said I'm a dog lover. I like dogs.
Just dogs. Okay. What country has the most natural lakes?
What country?
Yep.
I'm gonna take a guess here. Nah, I wouldn't say that. I take that back.
I'll give you a hint. It's close to the U.S., but it's not in the U.S.
Oh, down there in the Panama Canal area?
No.
Oh, well, I'm lost.
The answer, Canada.
Really? Canada has... Yeah. Okay, yeah.
What is a duel between three people called?
A duel?
Between three people.
Well, I know a piece of music where you have three people play it on. It's called a trio.
Okay, so it's close to that.
What, a trifecta?
Nope.
A triple double?
Nope.
Oh, I don't know.
A duel between three people. It rhymes with duel.
Dio?
No, a truel.
A true? Really? Really? Mike, really?
I think this is called Stump Ron.
I told you don't take much, bro.
But that's what makes this fun. Last week I had fun doing the trivia.
That's actually kind of interesting, though. I will say that. That's actually kind of interesting.
I'm gonna switch it up between regular fun questions, that are creative, and then the trivia, because the trivia is fun. So, who invented the word vomit?
Somebody who got drunk all the time.
It was somebody that, I'll give it a hint. It was a famous person that, that wrote plays.
Well, it surely wasn't Tyler Perry. So what?
Old person.
What, Shakespeare?
Got it.
He was an alcoholic. He was an alcoholic. I would suspect he would come up with that. Yeah, he liked drinking for sure.
And how long is New Zealand's 90-mile beach? And just because it says 90 mile doesn't mean that's how long it is.
Well, I sure as heck was about to say 90 miles. It's a 90-mile beach. It's 90 miles. Why would you call it a 90-mile beach and it's not 90 miles?
I'll give you a hint, though. You can't drive.
Number one, you can't sing, and I don't even know that song.
It's no matter what, everybody knows that song. You can't drive. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, no, bro. No. I'm gonna go back to smoking my cigar.
Let's see. Nobody in the comments has it. I'll just give it to you. It's 55 miles.
Are you for real? What song is You Can't Drive 55?
Just look it up after the show. How about that?
Man,
I don't know who sings it. I just know the song. It's just the old classic rock song. But
okay, see,
final one here. Final one here. So, what are the folds of skin on a cat's ears called?
Mike.
This is pure entertainment, pure comedy.
I just said I'm a dog person. I like dogs.
Okay, you can take a guess.
Ask me a question about folds on the ears of a cat.
It's just a trivia question. You could take a hint, or you could take a guess.
What, a fupa?
No, that's not a fupa, bro.
Look. I'm trying to help you here. I'm just letting you know, like, that's about as close as I'm gonna get.
Let's see if anybody in the comments has it. Let's see if anybody in the comments has it. So people in the comments, what are the folds of skin on a cat's ears called? There's like 2 answers, but there's one that's like really easy. It's the name of a person, starts with an H.
Yeah, I can't say that one. That was gonna be not nice. I can't do that.
All right. Well, for the sake of time, it's Henry's pockets or cutaneous marginal pouches. I knew this was gonna be fun. We were gonna have a good. I knew this was gonna be fun. We were gonna have a good time with it.
Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. Hold on. Say that again.
Henry's pockets or cutaneous marginal pouches.
You really thought I was gonna get that one right?
You never know. You never know.
Oh gosh! I'm glad I look so smart. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, listen, that way. I tried not to make him too hard. You know, it's just random shit. But you know, and to be honest with you, probably most of the people who do it on the show may not even get all of them. So that's part of the fun of it. So, but yeah, that wraps up the show tonight. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, brother. It's been a lot of fun. Hope you had a good time and a lot of laughs. And
I did, man. Thank you for having me, man. I truly appreciate the opportunity, man. Look, anytime I get a chance to sit down and smoke a cigar and have a sip and talk cigars, man, and I enjoy it, especially when I get the opportunity to kind of talk about how I got into it. I don't take this industry lightly. I appreciate it a great deal. So I like to talk and rap with true brothers like yourself, man. That, you know what, you take your craft seriously. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm thoroughly impressed with your preparation, man. I didn't know what to expect. I heard you was at the top of your game, and you truly are, man. You
I surprise everybody because you
came with the real, man.
I do what I do, but when I'm on my show, I'm well prepared. I do my research and ask the hard hitting questions.
You came with the real, man, and man, I definitely owe you some exclusivity. So I'm gonna hold back on some stuff for you, and we're gonna come on here live a few times, and I'm gonna drop some nuggets with you, man. As soon as I get to go ahead, probably be in the next, I'll say in the next week or so, I'll be able to drop some nuggets on some other stuff that, like I said, I was impressed, man. You did your thing, you did your research, great conversations, man. And we could have kept talking as far as I was concerned. I was saying, I'm having a good time, man. Good stuff for sure, man. Shout out to you, man. I see your podcast, man, going straight ridiculous, man.
Hey, that's my goal, man. So everybody out there watching, I appreciate you. P. Rollins said I'm the best shirtless professional he knows. So yeah, everyone out there that's watching, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you've tuned in via Facebook and you're not a subscriber on YouTube, make sure you head on over to YouTube, Team Shirtless Mike. I'm almost at 400 subscribers. I'm getting there. So, if you come across this on YouTube and you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell and all that good stuff. Leave some comments, and make sure you hit up VSR Cigar Fam, buy some of Ron's cigars. boutiquesmoke.com, buy some of his cigars, all that good stuff, and I'll let you know when we're not live and we can chop it up for a couple minutes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and you have a great night. Peace.